UFC 304. Don't miss it this Saturday, July 27th. They got a really good card. It's the Sportsbook Killer, folks. We're going to start with the main event, the welterweights. Welterweight champion Leon Edwards is going to be going up against Belal Muhammad. Leon Edwards is from Jamaica but resides in the UK. He's a stance switcher. He switches stances a lot. He has phenomenal boxing. Hard, versatile kicks, phenomenal takedown defense, great cardio, no question. Guy's good. Belal Muhammad, jiu-jitsu purple belt, incredible wrestler. I mean, he's a really good wrestler. He has good takedowns, phenomenal cardio, and he throws really hard body kicks. Belal Muhammad puts a pressure on his opponents, and they usually break and crack. Leon Edwards is really tough. He knows how to deal with this kind of pressure, but I have to go with Belal Muhammad on this one. I'm going to take the upset. Leon Edwards is a 2-1 favorite. I'm going to take Belal Muhammad to pull off the upset. Belal Muhammad has been waiting on this opportunity for many, many years, and he's beaten everyone they've put in front of him just to get this opportunity, and it's taken a very long time. I don't think he's going to squander this opportunity to become champion. So I'm going to take the upset and go with Belal Muhammad. I see this fight lasting a while. Neither one of these guys finishes guys off real quick. So I'm going to take the over 1.5 round prop. I'm going to take the over 2.5 round prop. And I'm going to throw just a little something over 3.5 round prop. I can see this fight going to a decision. Neither one of these guys are great submission artists. However, Leon Edwards in his head kick, he landed it once. I'm not so sure he's going to do that in this fight. I think he's going to crack under that Belal Muhammad pressure. I do, but I don't think he's going to go away easily. I think it's going to be a fight, a real fight. So my pick is Belal Muhammad and the over 1.5, over 2.5, over 3.5 round props. Next fight, we got the heavyweights. Everybody's waiting for this one. I'm waiting for it myself. We got Tom Aspinall going up against Curtis Razor Blades. Oh, man. Tom Aspinall is a jiu-jitsu black belt. He has very fast hands, great boxing, and a phenomenal ground game. I mean, a really good ground game. Curtis Blades has good wrestling. He shoots a really good double leg takedown. He's a hard puncher, and he has really good cardio. His boxing's not the best, but it's good. It can get it done every now and then. It's not going to be no match for Tom Aspinall. No question about that. Tom Aspinall right now is a 4-1 favorite. Blades is at about plus 300. It's not really a hard pick. I'm going with Tom Aspinall. He has way more tools than Curtis Blades to win this. Way more tools. His ground game's better. When you mix up Tom Aspinall's wrestling with his jiu-jitsu, his ground game's going to be way better. And his boxing, his hands are way faster. Much faster. This guy has lightning fast hands for a heavyweight. So I'm going to take Tom Aspinall to win. And I'm going to do something different with DraftKings. They have something called the over 0.5 round prop. I'm going to take the over 0.5 round prop in this one. And I'm going to sprinkle a little something on the fight start in the second round. DraftKings has a fight start second round prop. I'll take that as well. Good luck on this one, y'all. But I definitely like Tom Aspinall. Next fight. We got the lightweights. King Green, formerly Bobby King Green, going up against Paddy Pimblett. I'm getting all kinds of comments in the comments section. Everybody thinks I've lost my mind going with King Green. That's my pick. I'm going with Bobby King Green or King Bobby Green or King Green, whatever kind of green, I'm going with Green. And the reason why is because his boxing is sharp. He has good boxing. He has a strong chin. He has really good takedown defense. So Paddy's only path to victory that I see is landing a hard punch and KOing Green. Other than that, yeah, Paddy Pimblett is a second-degree jiu-jitsu black belt, no question. But he got to get the guy to the ground first. And his wrestling, I don't think, is strong enough to take Green down. So with that being said, I'm going with Green. I'm not going to take any over-unders. I might be tempted. Yeah, I would say maybe tempted to take the over 1.5 round prop. That's a last-second decision. I think I'll take that because I can see this fight lasting a little while. So I'll take King Green for the upset. No, he's not even he's minus 130, so he's going to be a slight favorite in this one. I'm taking Green to outbox Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett gets hit a lot too. Let me just get on that real quick. Pimblett is on a 7-fight win streak, but we all know that that's not supposed to be the case. Paddy Pimblett, Jared Gordon beat Paddy Pimblett, but they gave it to him. Tony Ferguson had Paddy Pimblett almost out on his feet, and Tony Ferguson's about, 70 years old, something like that? And he had Paddy Pimblett almost out on his feet. Now, Ferguson's closer to 40. Okay, so he's closer to 40 years old, and he has Paddy Pimblett gassed in the third round. It's just Ferguson was not the old Ferguson. He was only a shell of himself, and he just couldn't get Pimblett out of there. But Pimblett is way overrated. And if he wins this fight, I'll give him his props because he actually has beaten a phenomenal striker in this one. But my money is going to go on King Green, and I'll throw a little something on the over 1.5 round prop just in case the fight goes a good little ways. Next fight. Oh, I like this one. I'm waiting on this one, too. We got the men's flyweight division. Muhammad Mokaev's going to be going up against Manel Kape. I tell you what, a lot of people like Manel Kape in this one. You know, he's on a 4-fight win streak. His boxing's great. He has fast hands. He has KO power, and he has incredible takedown defense. Really good takedown defense. But on the other hand, we got Muhammad Mokaev. Born in Dagestan. This guy can wrestle. This young man was born to wrestle. He's only 23 years old. 5'7". He has a 70-inch reach. He was undefeated as an amateur at 23-0. He was a junior jiu-jitsu champion, Brazilian jiu-jitsu champion. He has a phenomenal ground game, great grappling, good boxing, and incredible wrestling. Not only that, he has lightning fast takedowns. This kid can dive, grab an ankle, snatch you up, and have you on your back in no time flat. I mean, they need to measure how fast takedowns are done. Now, he was undefeated as an amateur, but he's also undefeated as a professional at 12-0. Manel Kape is 19-6. Doesn't mean much. Manel Kape is still, no one's really been able to take Manel Kape down and just dominate him on the ground. So that's what makes this fight so interesting, and that's what keeps the odds so close. But I'm going with Mokaev. I'm willing to bet. I'll always bet heavy on a strong grappler. I just do. And he's not just a strong grappler. His stand-up game, his striking is okay. It's not top notch like Manel Kape, but it's up there. I don't think he'll get blasted by Manel Kape in the striking area. So I'm going to go with Muhammad Mokaev. That's one of my stronger picks. I like this guy. I like the way he grapples. And I'm going to take the over 1.5 round prop. The only way I see Manel Kape winning is if he lands something, a wild punch or something as a KO, or if he can totally defend every single takedown, because Mokaev is going to relentlessly grapple with him, just constantly chain wrestling, trying to get this man down. And I don't know if Manel Kape has that kind of stamina, but we will see. But the pick's Mokaev and over 1.5 rounds. Next fight. We got the men's featherweight division. Arnold Allen going up against Giga Chikadze. This is a good fight. If you like striking, this is a real good fight for you. Arnold Allen is a hard puncher, very hard puncher. He's going to be the shorter guy in there, but Chikadze is 6 feet. But let's get back to Arnold Allen. He's a jiu-jitsu purple belt. He has phenomenal kickboxing. He's a pressure fighter. He gave Max Holloway about all he can handle. Yeah, he gave Max Holloway a fight. Holloway beat him, but he gave him a fight. And Arnold Allen fights out of the southpaw stance. Now, Giga Chikadze is a 2-time kickboxing world champ. His ground game's weak, but his kickboxing is great. He has very fast strikes. I mean, he can throw those kicks really quick. So Arnold Allen's going to really have to watch himself in that first round. After Giga Chikadze burns off that energy in the first round, he usually starts to fade, and the fight gets a little easier for his opponent because his cardio is rather weak. So I'm going to take Arnold Allen to beat Giga Chikadze, and I'm just going to have to sweat that first round because I think Arnold Allen can beat him, but I do think Chikadze is going to be a nightmare for him in that first round. I'm also going to take the over 1.5 round prop. I'm going to take the over 2.5 round prop, and I'm going to toss a little something on the fight going the distance just in case it makes it the distance. I can see that happening, and that'll be that for that fight. Next fight, we got the men's featherweight division. We got Nathaniel Wood going up against Daniel Pineda. I looked at both of these guys fight. Daniel Pineda, he's a jiu-jitsu black belt with a good ground game. Has weak cardio, though. Has a strong chin. But weak cardio. Nathaniel Wood is a very hard puncher. Very good leg kicks. He has a strong chin. He has a very strong chin. And good boxing, good cardio. I'm going to go with Nathaniel Wood on this one. I think he'll be able to keep the fight standing long enough to build up some points and beat Pineda. I definitely think. And Nathaniel Wood isn't totally oblivious to fighting on the ground. He got some moves on the ground, too. So it's not like he'll just get dominated on the ground. But Pineda is really good on the ground. I've seen his ground game. He's good. And I don't think Wood will be able to match with him on the ground. But he may not be able to submit Wood. So I'm going to go with Nathaniel Wood in this one. And I'm going to take the fight starts the second round and the fight starts the third round prop with DraftKings. Next fight. We got the women's strawweight division. Meatball Molly McCann going up against Bruna Brazil. Molly McCann is a jiu-jitsu brown belt. She's a pressure fighter. She switches stances often. She has very good boxing, very hard striking. I love her spinning back elbow, and she has good cardio to go with all that. Bruna Brazil, she's a good boxer too. She has very strong leg kicks. I like her takedown defense. And Bruna Brazil can take a punch. She has a strong chin. But I'm going to go with Molly McCann. When Molly McCann is in her element, in her country, and she got that crowd behind her, she is hell to deal with. So I got to go with Molly McCann to win, and I'm going to take the fight starts the second round prop to go with that. Next fight. We got the men's bantamweight division. Koilan Lukran going up against Jake Hadley. This is a tough fight to pick here. Lugren is a hard puncher. He has great takedowns. He has a good ground game. Good cardio too. And he's a pressure fighter that just keeps coming. The only loss he has, his record's 9-1. The only loss he has is to Taylor Lapillus. That's it. And he arguably they could have given that fight to Loughran. That was just how close it was, in my opinion. So he's going up against Jake Hadley, and I watched Jake Hadley. Jake Hadley is a jiu-jitsu purple belt. He's a pressure fighter as well. He has an incredible ground game, and he has really good submissions. Jake Hadley fights out of the southpaw stance. Now, here's the thing about this fight. I know Lugren is going to go, his main thing is to take down his opponent. He's really good wrestling. But Jake Hadley fought Cody Durden. And when I watched that fight, I saw him almost submit Cody Durden more than once in that fight and come very close to the submission. So I'm going to lay off this fight. I'm just going to take the fight start second round prop. I'm not even going to pick somebody for this one. I don't even know who to lean to, but I'll give you some help here. If you believe Lukran can get those takedowns without getting submitted and dominate Jake Hadley on the ground, then you go with Lukran. He's coming in, I think he's almost a 2-1 favorite over Jake Hadley. But if you think Jake Hadley's fast hands and good striking will hold up, and his submission game will hold up to get him off his back or either get him to submission, then you go with Jake Hadley. Me personally, I'll leave this one alone. I'll just take the prop bet with DraftKings. The fight will start the second round. Next fight, we got the heavyweights. Everybody want to see this one, I guess. We got Mick Parkin. He's going to be fighting Lucas Dresky. Now, Mick Parkin is undefeated at 9-0. He's a jiu-jitsu purple belt, so he's not worried about the fight going to the ground. He can box, though. He can box, and he has really good leg kicks. I like the way he mixes up his boxing with his leg kicks, and his cardio is pretty good for a heavyweight. Lucas Dresky, his boxing's weak. He has good takedown defense, though, but his boxing's weak and his cardio's poor. Usually after 5 minutes, he's pretty much shot after that. There's nothing left for him. So Mick Parkin's coming in as a 2-1 favorite. I'm riding with Mick Parkin on this one. I'm going to go with Mick Parkin. I'm going to take the prop bet that the fight will start the second round with DraftKings, and I'm also going to toss a little bet on the fight starting the third round with DraftKings. And I'll take Mick Parkin to win. Next fight. We got the welterweight men's division. Oban Elliott going up against Preston Parsons. Oban Elliott is a 6-foot tall Brazilian jiu-jitsu purple belt. His boxing's weak. His ground game's weak. His cardio's weak. But somehow he's on a 6-fight win streak. So he's fighting Preston Parsons. Preston Parsons is a Taekwondo brown belt, Brazilian jiu-jitsu brown belt, pressure fighter. He has good takedowns, good wrestling, good boxing. He's fought the better competition, and I like his ground game. He has an incredible ground game. I'm rolling with Preston Parsons on this one. Right now, he's at about minus 162, and you got to give up 1.6 to 1 to bet on him. I'll take those odds on Preston Parsons. I love his takedowns, and I like the way he wrestles. And I'm also going to sprinkle a little something on the prop bet that the fight will start the second round with DraftKings. Next fight, we got the middleweights, and I can't wait to see this fight here. Y'all going to love this one. We got Christian Leroy Duncan going up against Gregory RoboCop Rodriguez. Oh, that's going to be good. Christian Leroy Duncan is like, when you look at him fight, he's a big guy. He's thick, muscular. He throws some of the craziest, wildest kicks. I mean, he has a kick-heavy game, and he is a really good striker, really good. His ground game's not that strong, but he switches stances and keep you guessing the whole fight. And those kicks he throws them at the legs, the body, the head. You just don't know where he's going with these kicks. Gregory Rodriguez is a jiu-jitsu black belt. He has really good takedowns, phenomenal ground game, and this guy has KO power. I like his boxing too. So it's not going to be a cakewalk for Mr. Christian Leroy Duncan, but I'm going to bet Christian Leroy Duncan can outpoint Gregory Rodriguez. I really am. Rodriguez's path to victory is going to be to take Duncan down and use that jiu-jitsu that he is so great at to get a submission. That's what this fight comes down to. If Duncan can keep that fight standing, he'll keep throwing kicks and strikes and keep Gregory Rodriguez guessing. And by the time the fight's over, Duncan will more than likely win a decision. So I'm going to take the prop bet that the fight will start the second round and that the fight will start the third round. Next fight, we got the welterweights. Sam Patterson versus Kiefer Crosby. This one's interesting. Sam Patterson is 6'3". Kiefer Crosby is 5'10". So it's going to look like it's going to be a mismatch in height for sure. Sam Patterson is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt. He has a okay ground game. It's a good ground game. He has good kickboxing. Now, Kiefer Crosby is a kickboxing black belt. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt, and he's a very, very hard puncher. But he's lost to some weak competition. You know, his record is 10-4. He's lost to some weak competition. Kiefer Crosby is going to fight like an animal in the first round. That's what I'm concerned about. Sam Patterson is going to have to be on his A game in that first round. But once Kiefer Crosby blows off that steam in the first round, he tends to fade after that. So I'm leaning Sam Patterson. I do not think Sam Patterson is so good that he's a minus 375 favorite over Kiefer Crosby. I don't think that, because we've seen Sam Patterson KO'd. I mean, knocked out clean and in a recent fight. And his last fight, I gave him a chance. He redeemed himself, but I'm still concerned about that chin of his, because he took a serious punch that put him out, and then it was follow-up punches that looked like his head was just bouncing off the canvas after that over and over again. So I'm going to take Sam Patterson, but I am going to be scared in that first round of Kiefer Crosby landing one of those hard punches that he has landed on so many people in the first round. I'm also going to take the over 0.5 rounds, meaning the fight only has to last 2 minutes and 30 seconds and you win. I'm going to take that prop bet with DraftKings, and I'm going to take a chance and bet that the fight will start the second round too with DraftKings. Next fight, we got the men's light heavyweight division. Modestas Bukauskas going up against Marcin Prachnio. This is a really tough fight here. You know, both of these guys are karate black belts. Both of these guys have good boxing. Prachnio has a really weak ground game, though. But Bukauskas tends not to like it on the ground either. He doesn't normally go for, taking it to the ground. He's a hard puncher. He likes standing up, and he's a good striker. I think that this fight will be a close striking match, and I think Bukauskas will probably edge a close decision. So I'm going to take Modestas Bukauskas to win, and I'm going to take the over 1.5 round prop and the over 2.5 round prop on this one. If you don't want to sweat, you might not want to bet on this one because this will probably be a very close fight. I mean, both of these guys are almost equally matched, but I give Bukauskas the edge. I mean, I like how crisp his striking is, so I give him a little bit of an edge, and mostly I'll be focused on these overs, though. I just want the fight to last. Next and last fight, I really wasn't going to say anything about this fight because it changed. They're throwing this in at the last second on me, so I did some research on it. We got the women's strawweight division, Shauna Bannon and Alice Ardelian. Ardelian is a jiu-jitsu brown belt, though her ground game doesn't look so strong. But she lost to Zhang Weili. Oh, she got annihilated by Zhang Weili years ago. And now she's on a 5-fight win streak, so she's got her way back into the UFC to fight Shauna Bannon. Now, the thing about Shauna Bannon is you don't see much of a ground game with her. She fights out of the karate stance. She is a numerous time kickboxing world champ. She has very fast strikes, and she has good takedown defense. And when I say she's a versatile kicker, she kicks from all angles, all kind of ways. She loves throwing those kicks. So you really got a kickboxer versus grappler kind of scenario here. I don't know which one of them going to win. They threw one in at the last second, and like I said, she's on a 5-fight win streak. I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to throw a little something on the fight starting the second round and the fight starting the third round. That's about the best I could do with this one here. I'm not going to pick a winner. I don't even know who to lean because if Ardelian can get the takedown, she'll more than likely win. If she can't get the takedown, Bannon just stands up and beats the daylight out of her with those crazy kicks and combinations that she throws. So I'll leave that one alone as far as winners and just hope the fight lasts. I'll take the fight starting the second round, fight starting the third round. Don't miss this fight card, y'all. It's going to be phenomenal. Try to work your 2-pick and 3-pick parlays, and good luck this Saturday.